Hi, everyone who may be watching. My name is Jillian Welsh. Alex would have loved to be here. We're experiencing some technical difficulties. So, on behalf of Alex and everyone at Shadowpath, I would love to welcome you to our classical monologue night. I know I can't hear you, but I can hear your cheering through my condo walls here in Toronto. So, I'm going to go ahead and get us started. So excited to bring you this lovely piece, Leonora. The monologue is actually called Cleansing Vengeance. And to just kind of set up where this is coming from, I'm in drag, as a lot of classical plays are. My lover has spurned me. His name is Don Juan. He's taken my virtue and run off in the late of night. So, yeah, I've decided to dress up in drag, track him down, and kill him. And this monologue takes place just at the end of the first act. It's right when I've met him in drag and I see how well he's doing, and I hear that he has another conquest. So, all right, here we go. Where? Heavens, where are you hiding your harshness? When will the punishment come? Justice? Why does it flee? Where is it? How can this even remain concealed? Where, dear God, are your lightning bolts? Is your arm now lazy and useless? How can you endure such enormous, barbaric betrayals? Fortune makes such sorrows and offenses commonplace? Worthiness does not matter. No. I mean, does virtue have a price? So poorly is love repaid, for it doesn't set a number on a man who claims nobility and his kind deeds. Where? What is this sorrow? I mean, how much truth can remain obscured? So much affection come to naught. Such quality be destroyed, such blood be dishonored, such chastity be reduced to rumors. Such honor, how can it be drained and consumed? I, loathed and without honor? How can heaven allow such evil? My illustrious reputation tarnished, my goodwill unrewarded. My faith that surpassed the high clouds and reached to the stars. Is it possible that Don Juan scorns it? Vengeance, heavens. Let the world whisper. It will see me in courage, no matter what the common rumors say. The newest history, the most illustrious determination the globe has ever seen. My honor, fully restored on the proud summit of heavens, where there be for all to see. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Jillian. That was an amazing monologue. So we're going to be moving on here. So, hi, my name is Drew. Today I'm going to be doing the part of Don Juan. Yes, the lover who scorned Leonora. And this was from a play called Courage, Betrayal, and a Lover Scorned. It's from the first act. I'm going to be reading a monologue. And just to kind of set the scene for you guys, Don Juan enters the scene after, I believe, Estella and Lasarda were just attacked by a bunch of bandits. And Don Juan steps in. He decides to save the day and goes on the attack. And they ask him to introduce himself. And this is his introductory speech. to these strangers that he just met and their lives he saved. So here goes nothing. I was born in the famous city that antiquity celebrates as the mother of geniuses, as the origin of letters, as the splendor of education, as the brilliant archive of science, epilogue of valor, and center of nobility, which in two felicitous births gave the world Lucian and Seneca, one a stoic philosopher, the other a renowned poet. Yet, so you will at once know which is my homeland. Don Luis de Gorgona was born there, rare prodigy of the globe, who enriched the Castilian language with his creative genius, phrasings, sweetness, wit. In Cordoba I was born, then whose walls the river Benis beautifies, caressing them with its unreleased crystalline waters. I inherited the noble blood of the Cordobas, a famous name illustriously borne by a majesty of Spain. In Madrid, I spent the springtime of my years in the flattery that ends when regrets begins. I left there because envy is an ivy that doesn't die, because from one root it sends out infinite shoots, because of love interests that do not matter. They exiled me together, power and love trampled a thousand favors. I returned in the end to my homeland, where my disposition became sad and violent, destined for more greatness, and in order to seek my pleasure, if there is any relief that entertains the inevitable feelings of a fortune lost, I came to Seville, where the nobility of my family with pleasure provided relief from my sorrows. I enjoyed myself in her beauty, in her castle, in her gardens, in her greatness, in her river, in her promenade, in her market, in her main church, which is the first of and the eighth of the seven wonders, because the most illustrious and most beautiful of her richness. In the end, and that's the end of the monologue. Thank you guys very much for listening to this.
Hi guys, my name is Gordon Harper. I'm going to be performing a monologue in the role of Frederick from Mrs. Inchbald's Lover's Vow. Now, I don't know how old this play is, but the second edition was printed in 1798, so she's classic. And yeah, I'm just gonna give you a go. I'm talking to my father, but he doesn't know that yet, so I'm gonna give it to him. Here we go. After 5 years' absence from my mother, I returned this very day and found her dying in the streets for want. Not even a hut to shelter her or a pallet of straw. But my father, well, he's not that. He lives in a palace, sleeps on the softest down, enjoys all the luxuries of the great, and when he dies, a funeral sermon will praise his great benevolence, his Christian charities. He took advantage of an innocent young woman, gained her affections by flattery and false promises, gave life to an unfortunate being who was on the point of murdering his father, you, Baron Wildenheim. In this house, you did rob my mother of her honor. And in this house, I am a sacrifice for the crime. I am your prisoner. I will not be free. I am a robber. I give myself up. You shall deliver me into the hands of justice. You shall accompany me to the spot of public execution. You shall hear in vain the chaplain's consolation and injustices. You shall find how I, in despair, will to the last moment call for retribution on my father. And when you turn your head from my extended corpse, you will behold my weeping mother. Need I paint how her eyes will greet you? Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. That was amazing, everyone that's performed so far. This is so exciting to be here. My name's Lizzie. I will be performing Clara's Monologue from A Man's World by Rachel Crothers. It's an incredible play. It was written in 1910, I believe, and it's really progressive for its time. So Clara is a middle-aged painter. She's struggling to make it as an artist in New York, as I'm sure a lot of us can relate to. She's just coming back from an exhibit that unfortunately failed for her. And she's discussing with her roommate, Frank, a really incredible independent woman. They're discussing how discouraging it was to see her work being critiqued by so many women. Yeah, and in the line before, she says that she would marry anything to pay the bills. And wow, same girl. So this is Clara. No man has ever asked me to marry him. I've never had a beau, a real beau, in my life. I have always been superfluous and plain. Absolutely superfluous. I'm not necessary to one single human being. I am just one of those everlasting women that the world is full of. There's no one to take care of me, and I'm simply not capable of taking care of myself. I've tried. God knows I have tried, and what is the use? What under heavens do I get out of it? If I were a man, the most insignificant little runt of a man, I could persuade some woman to marry me, and could have a home and children, and could hustle for my living, and life would mean something. I can't bear it, Frank. I can't bear it. I often wish that I were pretty and bad, and could have my fling and die. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Danielle Soule. I am also doing a monologue from A Man's World by Rachel Crothers. I'm going to be playing Lione, and she is in conversation with Frank right now. Her friend Frank has taken in a child who was, his mother has abandoned him, and there's no father in the picture. And so Frank has kind of lived her life hating men and unable to imagine like why a man would leave a woman with a situation with a child. And yeah, so she's pissed off at men. So I'm trying to talk to her and letting her know that, you know what, at the end of the day, all men, they're not that great, but when you find one that you really like, you stick with him. So I'm gonna start. I suppose it does make a difference when a thing is brought home to you. I've never thought much about the whole business myself. Men are pigs, of course. They take all they can and never give more than they have to. It's a man's world. That's the size of it. What's the use knocking your head against things you can't change? I've never believed before that you really meant all of this helping women business. Oh, what's the use? You can't change anything to save your neck. Men are men. And when it comes to morality, A woman never holds anything against a woman. What good would it do if she did? She'd be alone. Why? See here. What if, just suppose that Malcolm Gaskell were Kitty's father? You love him, and love is no joke to you. You've let yourself go. At last, you've found the one man. What are you going to do about it? Throw him over because you happen to find a little incident in his life that doesn't jibe with your theory? Where will you be? What becomes of you? Not much fun for you for the rest of your life. You found the man you want. Take him. And thank your lucky stars you have him. That's all I see in it. Thank you.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, Alex hasn't been able to rejoin us, but I just wanted to thank you all for watching. Thanks to our wonderful performers, Jillian, Welsh, not Juan, Drew Elias, Clara, and Danielle Soule as well. Thanks. My name is Gordon Harper. This has been presented by Shadowpath Theater, and everyone have a great night. Stay well, stay healthy, support theater in any way you can. We appreciate it, and all the best. Thanks so much for checking in. Have a good night.